The aftermath of St. Patty's Day 2021.
My only comment is I don't understand why you don't have one of those sweet green Marlins hats they wore yesterday.
I'm going to get one for sure.
I thought they looked great.
Yeah, and they're flex hats, so you can get one like XXL or whatever, large XL.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool look for the Marlins it was kind of jarring seeing those green hats on top of those
I wish
uniforms.
they were green all the time.
I thought it was great.
So it was so packed at Deli Lane Sunset Tavern. I've never seen it that packed before. It's like 7 deep.
We're back. It's funny because like Texas, was everyone wearing masks?
Yeah, well, like to get in, and then when they sat down, but it was pretty loose once because a lot of people were just kind of standing under the tents and everything, so they weren't seated. But it was pretty fun. A lot of good music, a lot of fun bands. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like I don't know, the little bit that I've been out, people seem to be respecting the masks, which is what's I think going to make this sustainable until we get past it. But,
right.
I asked, I have a friend that works for the CDC, and I asked him last night, like, hey, things are looking pretty good, right? And he's like, we're gonna see. Like, he was not as not as optimistic. See what happened
to
exactly. That's
spring break.
AKA, exactly. That's where he was.
AKA St. Patty's Day. Yeah, wide open.
That was like wow.
But let's talk about this, and this is something probably my favorite play in baseball, the walk-off. Joe.
Oh, that's right. Now you can revise what your favorite play is.
Yeah, Joe Dunand, who is A-Rod's nephew, hit the walk-off yesterday. That's why I was playing New Kid in Town there.
Love it.
The boys trying to make us get a spot. And then Chisholm had another jack, which was his second, and they came out with a 3-2 win.
Yep.
Sandy pitched awesome. Simber pitched great. Yimi Garcia pitched great.
But go back. I want to talk about Sandy. As Mattingly said, it's like big league arm, big league pitches.
Yeah,
Sandy looks good, man.
Yeah. And you know what? Today we're following up with Pablo Lopez, who I think is equally bad to the bone. Yeah. So against St. Louis, I think it's a 6:05 start. I'm not sure who's pitching for. Oh, Ponce de Leon. I don't know who that is. He related to anybody? Maybe. But yeah, great game yesterday. I survived St. Patrick's Day. I did not drink any green beer.
Did they have green beer?
They did have green beer. I did not drink. I did have one green Jello shot, but it was all Guinness. So, yeah. So instead of eating dinner, that's what I did. It was a liquid Irish dinner. But they had corned beef and cabbage. They had shepherd's pie. Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
That's awesome. We were saying earlier, we heard that Flanagan's in the Grove closed 4 p.m.
Closed the doors because it was
maximum capacity. It was at max capacity at 4.
Which is what? Full? Who knows? Yeah. Anyway,
let's talk about what's coming up this weekend. We got
we're going to fan. Well,
what's the name of Fan Fest?
It's called Leading Off.
We need our Leading Off. We have the Leading Off.
Yeah, and
event.
FYI, I got an email yesterday saying I won the sweepstakes, and you have to go at certain times.
Yep.
I think I won one pair at 4:35. I don't know what the ones you have are for.
I got to pull them up in the app, but yeah, it's just like it's exciting. I was talking to Marlins super fan.
Maybe I can raffle, or maybe I could do a giveaway for mine.
A giveaway with it.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, and we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to.
My daughter is tuned in. My wife and daughter are tuned in. Little Christina, we're looking forward to taking you to Lead Off. She's been to a lot of fan fests in the past. Looking forward to doing it. Francis
Reeves, that's the attorney, Francis Reeves, and author.
she's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and that she said, "Don't you miss John Martin's?" And yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that would have been my go-to, or Duffy's.
And it's interesting, Francis, because John, we were there was I don't know if it was a New York article or maybe it was here in Miami, but it was like, what restaurants are we going to miss from the close down? And I think most of us
that would be the number
John
one.
Martin's was a bummer that it closed.
Yeah. And then there's so many other ones on Miracle Mile. Miller's Ale House closed there. El Porteño, which was an Argentinian steak place, and they made Italian food, really good, gone. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Too bad.
It was interesting. I was talking to Marlins super fan and a friend of mine, James Willoughby, this morning. We're going to have him on the show.
All right.
And we were kind of talking about the state of the Marlins and how it's exciting. Like it's going to be, we should have a good decade coming up, and talking about how the team re-engages a fan base.
Right.
Demonstrates, we're in a city notorious for, win and we'll pay attention.
Right.
The Panthers are experiencing that right
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halfway
Panthers,
through first place.
First place. And that, we are, everyone talks about New York being the city of like, what have you done for me lately?
Right.
But Miami is very much like, we want winners.
Yeah. And the Heat are starting to play pretty good right now.
Well, the Heat and the Dolphins, I always say they've kind of gotten over the edge. I think like we tend to pay attention.
I don't know about Dolphins, but
but over the edge, and that people just follow them, right? Like I follow the Dolphins, good, bad, or ugly.
Right.
The Heat now, I follow good, bad, or ugly. I mean, I tune into every game when they're not playing well, but like we're all following the season because it's like you win those championships, you do what you do, and the Marlins aren't there yet. The Marlins have delivered the 2 World Series,
sure,
but then that dismantling of the team,
then sell off
made that not stick, right? So, for example, like I will be a Heat fan forever because of those championships, right? Because of Dwayne Wade, because of I feel an affinity to that club, even in the off years.
Did you see those? What do they call them? Championship yellow jerseys they were.
My wife was watching, and she texted me last night. She went out with some friends that were visiting talking about again the pandemic waning. She had some friends in from Texas that brought their daughters out for spring break. Staying up at Aventura, and they went out, and she texted me. She's like, "What's up with these yellow Heat jerseys?" And I just wrote back. I was like, "So yucky."
Yeah,
she's
terrible.
like, "Yeah, so yucky."
Terrible. Not a fan. So FanFest this weekend, or what do they call it? Leading off
this weekend.
And we're gonna give away some passes tomorrow to that.
Yeah, including we'll have little Christina there, and we'll be there. And I want to give a shout out to again going back to the women. So my daughter is in Scouts. Boy Scouts has gone co-ed,
right? And
she is in a troop in Coral Gables, and it's a majority girls. It's like 7 girls.
But they don't have Girl
2
Scouts
boys.
anymore. Or it's all
they no, but they do Girl Scouts separate. But she's doing Scouts.
All right.
And one of the leaders last night was 8th grader at Carrollton who plays on the softball team, and it was funny because I was talking about our interviews with the women, talking about women in sports and talking about her baseball experience, and going through it. So I sent the mom. I went up to the mom. I said, "Hey, can I send you so you could show her these videos?" So I was able to. Mom was like so excited about the women in baseball type aspect.
And we've had some great ones from Christina Di Nicola to Kelly Sacca, who called the game yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's where I was going to go. So
and then,
yesterday,
Katie Florio from the Blue Wahoos.
Yesterday, I was listening to the game, and we had a painter, Paul Wukosh. Shout out to Paul. He was working at the house, and I was home, letting him in, and I turned on the game because I wanted to hear her. And it was funny. He's an old time Chicago guy, old time baseball
I met him.
fan. He's actually in the softball in Chicago. They play a lot of men's softball. He's in what's the big ball that they play up there, like the 9-inch softball?
I don't know.
He's in the Hall of Fame in Chicago for that. Big baseball guy. And he heard the woman's voice, he's like, "Oh, do the Marlins have a women announcer?" And I was able to say, "Well, that's Kelly Sacco." So shout out to Kelly. She
crushed it. I sent her a tweet yesterday, and she's like, "Hey, thank you."
She crushed it, and I find we've told her, and we've told everyone we talk to, like, we want to hear your personality, right? Like that's it's almost like you can train out from these young sportscasters, male or female. You can train out the personality. And of course, as sports fans, we want the personality. Give us the personality.
Right.
Whether we like you or not, give us personality.
And she's got tons of personality.
And she, yesterday in the game, was funny hearing her. Like, she talks about her experience of pitching. Right. And there was a moment, I don't know if you remember, but she was talking about sometimes when you're a pitcher, it just comes into, it's like, throw it, let the guy put it in play, and have your people make a play. Like, you got to get out of this inning.
Right.
And it really, like that, like, to me, she's the real deal. And,
she didn't have to worry about that too much with Sandy yesterday because I think, 3 innings, 9 strikeouts.
Exactly.
The guy's on fire. We bring our number 2 guy who I think could be a number 1 pretty much any other team, Pablo Lopez.
Yep.
Pumped up. All right, now we got to show Dinellis how to go back to graphics there at the top. All right, hit that video.
Thank you so much. You're a great producer.
She's amazing. Episode 33, or no, I just skipped 10. Episode 23, Lucky 23.
Lucky 23.
In the books, we got a game at 6:05 against the Cardinals.
Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Go Pablo.